Good morning. Today we will discuss economics. Lesson number 1, development. What is the development? Actually, development is very subjective. The concept development is different from person to person. Here we will discuss the concept development with the help of some examples. For a landless rural labor, the development is more days work, better wage, and equality. I mean the no discrimination among his society. These are his concept of development. But when we come to a rich urban girl, in her point of view, the development is quite different from what you have mentioned about the landlord, so landless rural labor. For her, the development is freedom as her brother. The development is get an opportunity to take decisions, her own decisions in her future life. These are her key concepts of development. So, development is actually very subjective. It is depending upon the persons and their social status. So, what may be development for one may not be development for others, which may be sometimes very destructive for others. The development for one will be sometimes very destructive for others, which may not be development for others. For example, establishing or the establishment of the big factories is really a part of development for the rich people to get the income, to earn the money. But the people who are living surrounding that area sometimes will not be a development if they are not keeping the protocol without a proper waste management system, which will be very harmful for their life. So, the development concept for a particular group will not be a development for other people, which may be sometimes very destructive or harmful for other groups of people. Anyway, here we will discuss the income and other goals. As we know, income is very important. We are always doing the hard work to get the income. Money or the income which can satisfy the needs, but the money can only satisfy the material things. There are many other things. There are many other non-material things which cannot be satisfied with the money, like freedom, security, respect from others, equal treatment. These are the factors other than the material things. So, when we discuss about the development, these material and non-material things are very important. Okay, now let us learn how to compare the different countries or the states, how to compare the economical status of a country or different states in a country. How to compare? We know that income or money is very important. there are different point of views, different angles for the development, whatever it may be. Money is very important. Income is very important. So how to calculate this income? There is a method of calculation or calculating of average income. Average income is a method to calculate the economical status of different countries, to find out the economical status of different states of a country. How to calculate the average income? First, we will find the total income. Then we will divide the population. We will divide the total income with the population of that particular country. For example, if the total income of a country is 10,000 and there is 5,000 people are there. So we will divide this 10,000 by 500. 10,000 is the total income, 5,000 is the number of people. So the answer will be 2. 2 is the average income. So once again, finding of the average income is one of the methods to find the income of a country or the states. How to find this average income? Divide the total income with the number of the people of that particular country or the state or the particular region. Okay, according to the World Bank, a country which per capita income of 12,616 and above will be considered as a rich country. What's the per capita income? Per capita income is the average income. Average income is called per capita income. According to the World Bank, 12,616, the average income, a country having average income 12,616 and above will be considered as a rich country. And average income below 1,035 will be considered as poor countries. You know, the condition of India is not so good. Our average income is only 1,530. Okay, but the finding of the average income is not a perfect method to find the income or the development, because you know, we are only finding the average. Suppose in a country there will be, if 75% of the people are poor, the remaining 25 will be sometimes very rich people. When we add the income of the poor and the rich, and if we divide this total income by the number of the population, the average will be sometimes very high because of the rich people. There will be sometimes millionaires. But when we calculate the average of another country, there will be sometimes the 75% will be middle class people. Only 25 will be poor. But when we add together this and divide by the total number of population, sometimes the average income or the per capita income will be lower by comparing that earlier one. So what it mean? The finding or the calculation of the average income is not perfect. So we have to find out some other criteria. Income and other criteria. In the earlier criteria, we discussed the average income, the finding of average income. And also we told that the finding of the average income also not a perfect method to find out the income or the development. Here we will discuss about another criteria, that is infant mortality rate, literacy rate and net attendance ratio in the school. These are the three criteria. Here we will discuss the Maharashtra, Kerala and Bihar. The criteria are infant mortality. Infant mortality means the death of the kids per 1,000 birth. How many kids die per 100 birth? 1,000 birth. Then literacy rate per 100 people. Then attendance ratio, attendance in the school, that in 14 to 15 years of age. Okay, we will just go to the earlier criteria of average income. The per capita income or the average income of 2012 of Maharashtra was 1,07,670. The per capita income or the average income of Maharashtra by 2012 was 1,07,670. In Kerala, or the fact of Kerala, about Kerala, it was more than 88,000. Means 88,527. When we come to the Bihar, the per capita income of Bihar in 2012 was only 28,774. According to these criteria, Maharashtra is standing on the top, then Kerala, Bihar is the third position. You know, I told you there is another criteria. Here we will discuss the infant mortality, means the death of the kids per 1,000 birth, then literacy rate, then the attendance ratio. If in the earlier criteria, Maharashtra is in the top because they are providing their average income is more than 1 lakh. But in the latest criteria, the infant mortality is 25. In Kerala, it is only 12. But Bihar, it is 43. Means 25 kids per 100 birth lost their lives in Maharashtra. But in the earlier criteria, they are in the top. Okay, in the infant mortality in Kerala, it is only 12. Infant mortality in Bihar, it is very high, 43. In the literacy rate, Maharashtra, it is 82. Literacy rate percentage, it is 82 out of 100 people. But in Kerala, it is 94. In Bihar, the literacy rate is 62% only out of 100. The net attendance ratio in Maharashtra, it is 64. The attendance of the students in the school between 14 and 15 years, only 64 per 100 students. In Bihar, it is only 35, but in Kerala, it is 78. The attendance ratio of Kerala is 78. In Bihar, when you go, it is only 35. It means if you go Bihar, only 35 students out of 100 will be there in the school. Rest of them will be missing or will be out of the school. So in these criteria, Kerala is standing on the top. Their infant mortality is only 12 per 1000 births. Kerala's literacy rate is 94. The attendance ratio is also higher than that of any other state, that is 78. So in this criteria of infant mortality, literacy rate and attendance ratio, Kerala is on the top. Second is Maharashtra, then Bihar. But in the earlier criteria of average income or per capita income, Maharashtra is on the top. Kerala is second. Bihar is then. So I told you that it is not only the money or income which determine the development. There are many other non-material things which also determine the development.